David is a multi-platinum recording artist who is known for his hit songs Romantic Homicide and Here With Me. Just 11 days ago, while he was on tour, the body of a decomposing, dismembered girl was found in the trunk of his Tesla parked in a Hollywood tow yard.
New details are emerging about a body found inside of a Tesla at a Hollywood tow yard and registered to a popular artist.
Initially, the authorities weren't able to determine who the person was due to their decomposing state, creating a crime mystery straight out of a Hollywood movie. This instantly became viral news, and everyone was wondering how that body ended up in the trunk of a famous artist, and more importantly, who was that person in his trunk. Eventually, the authorities got the tip they needed to help identify this body. A mother contacted TMZ horrified, as she believed the body discovered could have been of her missing 15-year-old daughter named Celeste Rivas. Celeste had gone missing the year before. The authorities were then able to confirm that the body they found in David's Tesla was in fact her daughter, Celeste Rivas. While at first David wasn't seen as a suspect, that all changed the moment the mother confirmed that her daughter told her she had a boyfriend named David. Now all signs seem to point directly to the man who owned the car the body was found inside of. This story is turning out to be a disturbing, strange mystery that by the end of this video, you would likely think the same thing as me, that David most likely did it. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the David situation. I have dug deep into his song lyrics and the imagery in his music videos, and what I found might tell us exactly what happened to this young girl. But before we begin, I just wanted to politely ask you guys to like, share, and subscribe so we can get this video seen by all those who need to see it. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. Right now, things aren't looking good for David, I can tell you that. I spent the last few days digging into this story every moment I could, and what I found out about this case paints a pretty clear picture. A picture that became even clearer after what I found hidden in his music videos and song lyrics. Before we get into the mysterious death of Celeste, let's get to know the prime suspect, David, and how he became a famous artist. David didn't really start his career as an artist, believe it or not. He actually wanted to be a YouTuber and was posting videos of his Fortnite gameplay on his channel. The reason he began making music was because his mother advised him to make his own music because he was getting copyright claimed when using other artists' music in his videos. This is what led David to start making music, and not long after, he had created a song named Romantic Homicide that became a TikTok hit after posting snippets of the song. He then dropped the full song on July 20 of 2022, and the rest was history. Not long after that song came out, he was approached by Darkroom and Interscope Records, inking a lucrative record deal. After signing, he dropped another hit song called Here With Me in 2023. Now with a label behind him, this song became even bigger than his last, blowing up on TikTok and accumulating hundreds of millions of views, even going platinum. Fast forward to today, everything seemed to be going great for David. His music career was thriving, and he started a tour about a month back and was performing for his millions of fans all over the US. That was until the incident on September 8th that changed everything. On September 8th, the authorities were called to a Hollywood tow yard at around 12 p.m. They were called in to investigate a car that was in their yard. The car they were calling about was a Tesla that was reported abandoned in the area 5 days before. The car was then towed to the Hollywood tow yard. After the car was sitting there for a few days, it began to release a horrible odor, which made the tow yard staff suspicious, requesting the police come check the vehicle. When the police arrived, they noticed the smell themselves, and while searching, discovered a decomposing, dismembered body inside of black plastic bags left in the trunk of the vehicle. The state of the body was so bad they couldn't immediately identify the victim, but they did report that the deceased person was 5 feet 2 inches and weighed about 70 pounds. She was wearing a tube top and a size small black leggings. They added that she had wavy black hair and was wearing a yellow metal stud earring and a chain bracelet. The body was also reported to have a tattoo on the index finger with the text "shush." Make sure you remember this tattoo because it will become more important later. The police were then able to identify the owner of the vehicle. It turned out to be registered to the artist David, who was currently on a nationwide tour. The police reported that the vehicle hadn't been reported stolen by David either. The authorities then got in contact with David, who was cooperating with them. The authorities haven't arrested David or named him as a suspect. He actually continued this tour for the next few days like nothing ever happened. It wasn't clear if David knew the person or had a connection to the crime either, especially since the girl's identity still remained a mystery. The police weren't able to determine her cause of death either, meaning they couldn't confirm if she was murdered or died of natural causes. By this point, The news had gone viral on social media, and everyone online was talking about it. Most people were defending David, claiming that he didn't have anything to do with the dead body, suggesting that his vehicle was likely stolen while he was on tour and used to commit the crime. All that quickly started to change though, as more details began to come out. Remember that shush tattoo found on the victim's finger? It turns out that David has the exact same tattoo on his finger. This was seen as a possible link between David and the victim, as people that get matching tattoos are usually either in a relationship or close friends. While this was a suspicious detail, it was still nothing definitive. But what happened next changed everything and made David look even more suspicious. After the police described the victim and the media started reporting on it, a woman contacted TMZ claiming that she believed the missing girl found in David's trunk was her missing daughter Celeste. Celeste had gone missing back in April 2024 when she was only 13 years old. Not long after this, the authorities were able to confirm that the body found in David's Tesla was in fact Celeste. Now this is when things take a serious dark twisted turn. See, one of the details Celeste's mother told TMZ was that her daughter had told her about a boyfriend she had named David. This is when David went from a famous singer to a prime murder suspect. Just yesterday, it was reported that a home in California in which David was staying at was raided overnight as the police searched for evidence of his possible involvement in her death. The authorities were seen taking items from the home.
Details are coming into our newsroom about the missing girl found dead in singer David's Tesla. We now know police have searched a home in the Hollywood Hills where David had been living.
Eyewitness News reporter Monica DeAnda joins us live from Hollywood with the very latest. Monica.
Colleen, Phillip, good morning. Take a look here behind me. This home is where David was living, although he does not own the home. LAPD investigators served a search warrant here last night, collecting evidence. Right now, however, this is only being called a death investigation and not a homicide, and we're told that is because the LA County Medical Examiner's Office is still working to determine how exactly this teen girl died. Look, this video shows crime scene investigators carrying out a laptop and other items from this home on Doheny Place. That's possible evidence connected to the missing teen's disappearance and death. Police remaining very tight-lipped about the investigation, but we now know this home is where the singer was staying.
This was all unfolding as the internet began finding more and more strange details that further painted David as a possible murderer. A few days ago, it was reported that David had made a song called Celeste back in 2023, not long before Celeste went missing. The song was never released, but you can find the lyrics of the song on Genius and the song itself on SoundCloud. In the song, David is heard singing about Celeste with lyrics reading, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tatted on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath."
Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Oh Celeste.
Now this song, the matching tattoos, and the girl's mother claiming the missing girl had a boyfriend named David confirms that he indeed knew this girl. Now let's analyze that alone for a moment. We don't know when David started dating or talking to Celeste, but we do know that she was only 13 back in 2024 when she went missing. Back in 2024, David was already 18 or 19 years old, as he's 20 now. This is already a seriously disturbing crime and would make David a PDF file. He was literally dating a 13-year-old girl. And to make things worse, the 13-year-old went missing and her body was then found in his trunk. As people kept digging deeper and deeper, things only got worse and worse for David, as images of what appears to be Celeste and David hanging out were posted all over the internet, with a FaceTime conversation that shows Celeste and David being screenshotted and spread all over the internet. In the screenshot, you see that it identifies the girl as Celeste. Eventually, this video was also posted of what appears to be a girl who looks like Celeste hanging out with David. TMZ then released this picture showing David with Celeste as well. They also posted this live stream where Celeste and David were spotted together talking to David's fans. In this video, they talk about making sure the video is deleted after the stream ends.
Oh, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spot me. Oh, thank you, Mitochondria. Appreciate you.
I gotta stop with him if you even.
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
It was clear that David not only knew Celeste, but he was in a romantic relationship with her. If you know any of David's music, you would start to see he has been talking about this forbidden love in his music in almost every song. His music seems to provide the confession everyone is looking for. The first thing I wanted to point out when it comes to his music was a strange coincidence I have noticed. In just about every music video David has released, he has a girl in the video that looks like Celeste. These girls he often casts for the videos tend to resemble Celeste, at least to me. In almost all his videos, these girls seem identical to Celeste. You tell me if they don't. In the video for his hit song Here With Me, he shows a girl that again looks awfully like Celeste. Things get even stranger when you start looking at the lyrics of his song. In his songs, he seems to repeatedly admit to being in a forbidden relationship of some sort. Even his hit song Here With Me, he sings about not caring about how long it takes, which now does seem to be about waiting for Celeste to reach the age of consent so they can be together. In his song from a few months ago, Crashing, David sings about it all coming crashing down, but still holding on to her.
All comes crashing down. I'll be holding on to you, holding on to you.
Which again makes you think he knew this all was coming. In his first hit song, Romantic Homicide, he sings lyrics that now sound extremely suspect. Singing in the song, "In the back of my mind you died, and I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear. And I'm sick of waiting patiently for someone that won't even arrive." Also singing, "In the back of my mind I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true. I hate you."
In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear. And I'm sick of waiting patiently. In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true.
Now this song was released all the way in 2022, when Celeste was likely 11 or 12. Considering what he was singing about, it makes you think he was referring to Celeste. This song clearly could have been about her, indicating that he might have been with her since then. The video in this song was even more disturbing, showing David wearing a blindfold which seems to have a double meaning. One that indicates he's ashamed of what he did and is blocking it out and not looking at it, and two, that he was once blind to the truth. In the video, he shows a girl that looks like Celeste covered in blood. He also shows a scene of the girl laying in his bed while he stares at her body, even showing a scene where David opens a luggage and bloody knives fall out. This to me seems strange and made me curious as this video came out in 2023. I had decided to dive deep into his music video catalog, and this is where things got strange and disturbing. In many of David's videos, he seems to show a scene of a person's body being placed in the trunk of a car. In his music video for his song One More Dance, he is seen dragging his own body and placing it in the trunk of a car. These videos have deep symbolism that we will be coming back to in a bit. In David's song Where Did It Go Wrong, he shows a scene where a girl points a gun at him. In the music video, the girl kills David, which seems to be what he did to Celeste. Now what's odd is that David has heavily incorporated death and murder in his music branding. He was selling shirts with blood all over them that he made himself. Also, in his most recent tour, he has incorporated a casket funeral set design. When fans walk into his show, they find a casket and these pins that say "Rest in Peace, Sleep Well." Why was he hosting what looks like a funeral at his own shows? This is clearly connected to Celeste, and it seems that all of this is obviously some sort of twisted confession. It clearly appears that David allegedly killed his girlfriend and then try to hide the body. What doesn't make sense is why would he leave her body in the trunk of his own Tesla? Why was the Tesla abandoned and not burned down to hide evidence? It almost seems like he wanted to get caught, especially when he made an entire catalog of music singing about Celeste. The question that everybody has, if David murdered Celeste, why did he do it? Why did he end the life of his girlfriend that was only 15 years old? Well, according to this man who claims to have been Celeste's teacher, he believes he knows what happened to Celeste. In this video, we see a teacher talking to his classroom, telling them about how he knew Celeste and how she was one of his students. He goes on to tell the students an interesting story that might provide some answers to what happened to Celeste. According to the teacher, Celeste and David met through the internet and were actually dating. After she went missing initially, she was eventually brought back by the police and went back to school and allegedly told her friends what happened. The teacher claims that he found out that Celeste and her friends might have been blackmailing David, but he doesn't say what she was blackmailing him with.
What?
Hold up.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, this story the teacher tells seems quite interesting and possible, but there's a lot of holes in this story, especially since David has been showing symbolism since 2022 that he was gonna take his girlfriend out. This led me to look for an alternative reason, and this is what led me to think there's way more to this story. The fact that it seems her death was so deeply tied to his music tells me something sinister is behind all of this. All of this to me indicated this wasn't just a murder. This was much deeper and darker, and I wanted to get to the bottom of it. The more I looked into this, the more it started to look like a ritual sacrifice. I started digging into David and I started finding a lot of indications that he's into the occult. For example, I found pictures of him doing the one-eye symbolism, where he could be seen covering one of his eyes. As we know, this is a common occult pose done by many celebrities. I also found this photo where he could be seen bending down over a checkered board floor with his name spelled out in blood. For those who don't know, the checkered board floor is a Masonic symbol. The Freemasons is a secret society that pretty much runs the music industry. Many big artists are Freemasons. In my last video about every rapper that sold their soul, I showed proof of this. If you haven't seen that video, you will find the link to it in the description. David also has songs called Satan's Pursuit, where he sings about not caring what God does to him because Satan is always pursuing him. In his song he sings, "Driving on my lonely, I don't care what God does to me, cause I let Satan pursue me anyway."
Driving on my lonely, I don't care what God does to me, cause I let Satan pursue me anyway. The man that I used to be did a better job of telling stories. Oh my God, it kills me slowly, day by day.
These lyrics clearly indicate that David is into the dark arts. This picture is by far the most disturbing, as it shows David blindfolded wearing a white shirt covered in blood. What David was showing us with this photo was an occult ritual. In many occult rituals, especially those in Masonry, members are blindfolded. The blindfold indicates spiritual blindness, not seeing the light or understanding the hidden knowledge. When a man joins the Freemason, they are blindfolded and go through what is called a death and rebirth ritual in the first 3 degrees. The same blindfolding process is used across several occult groups. This is why this imagery is used often by big artists. For example, Young Thug, who I recently made a video about, also has an album cover wearing a blindfold. If you saw my last video on Thug, he too performed a death and rebirth ritual. Also, Lil Durk has a similar album cover, and he too went to jail like Thug and is participating in the same ritual. Young Thug is a Freemason, he confessed that himself. Considering that David shows himself repeatedly on the checkered board floor, I believe he's a Freemason too. The blindfold indicates he was going through an initiation ritual, with the blindfold representing he was spiritually blind before being initiated. The blood on his shirt indicates the ritual he did was a blood sacrifice. White in the occult is a representation of a pure soul, with red or blood representing a blood sacrifice. He's wearing a white shirt covered in blood, which symbolically tells us he made a blood sacrifice. This photo here shows him doing an occult pose, which shows him offering her blood in this ritual. Now when we look at some of these music videos, we see exactly what he's telling us. Romantic Homicide was the beginning of this birth, death, and rebirth ritual. In Romantic Homicide, as he was becoming a famous artist, he was showing us that he was going to have to make this sacrifice, showing himself wearing the blindfold while looking at the body on his bed. He was indicating that this was his price for fame, and this just so happened to be his very first hit song. Him showing the body on the bed indicates that she was his offering. She was what he was going to sacrifice to make it to the next level. This ritual continues on to the next video. In his video, One More Dance, we see the second step of this ritual when David has to symbolically kill his old self, which is depicted by him dragging his own body and placing it in the trunk of a car. The girl who is supposed to be Celeste is still being shown in this video. David in this video is wearing the same outfit, the blindfold and a shirt covered in blood, showing us this video is connected to his last video and is a part of the same ritual. Like I said before, the death and rebirth ritual has 3 phases. The first phase is the birth, where the person is born blind. The second phase is the spiritual death, where the person experiences the death of their blind self in order to be reborn in the truth. The third phase is the rebirth itself. This video is about the second phase, the death. Not only Celeste's death, but his own spiritual death. This is why he is being shown being buried at the end of the video. This is his spiritual death. His rebirth is shown in every video after this. This video came out 7 months ago, which marks the last video he's seen wearing that blindfold. As you can see in his recent videos, he no longer wears the blindfold because after Celeste died, he completed his ritual. Now we don't know how long Celeste has been dead for, but we know it was for a good amount of time, as her body was already decomposing. To me, all of this is clear. David's career didn't just start out of nowhere. He was chosen, and he was given all of this for a sacrifice. This story reminds me of Xxxtentacion's story, as he also did the same thing. I made a full breakdown on his situation, and it was just as dark. If you want to see that video, you will find the link in the description. I believe David did indeed allegedly murder Celeste. I believe he did it as a ritual offering, just like we see many of these artists do. I want to know what you guys think below. Do you think he did it? To me, it's pretty clear as can be. This is why I tell people to pay attention to the lyrics of these artists' songs and what these artists are saying in their videos, as if you pay close attention, you might just see a glimpse of who they really are. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.